So when can you legitimately call yourself a YouTuber? Is it when you upload your first video? Or is it when you hit a certain number of subscribers? Or perhaps it's when you're finally able to monetize your channel. And man, it's bright out here. Now this is actually something that I've been thinking about quite a lot. And then of course there is that ever-present feeling of imposter syndrome. You know what I mean by that. Is anybody going to take me seriously? Do I actually know what I'm doing? And of course, how exactly is talking to you helping to improve my life? In a second, press that pause button, make yourself a mug of tea, grab a couple of caramel wafer bars from Tunnocks, and I'll see you in the Batcave in just a minute where I'll explain. Who remembers eating these things in the late 80s as a kiddie? These are ace. All right, let's talk about the creative side of it and opening up the creativity bit of your brains, or my brain at least. Think back to when you were at school, or it may be now. Have you got that one friend who, for whatever reason, they could just sit down with a piece of paper, grab a pen or a pencil, or maybe start a paintbrush, and they can take this thought out of their mind, and it's almost as if it's channeled down their arm and out onto that piece of paper. And there's this masterpiece. Well, I've tried doing that. I remember being at school watching a friend of mine, he could do that. He could just literally sit down, blank piece of paper, start drawing, and I thought I could do that. So I'd have a go, I'd get a blank piece of paper, I'd grab my pencil, and the picture that was in my head wouldn't be what was ending up on the paper. I'd end up with a stick man and a stick house, and that would be it. And I'd get super frustrated, and I'd screw it up and throw it in the bin. Or perhaps you know someone who's got this insane musical talent, and they can just pick up a musical instrument and start playing it effortlessly. Or perhaps they can listen to a song and immediately they know how to play it, so they start playing it. I have to work really hard at playing the guitar in a band. It takes me a long time to learn a song. Once I've learnt it, it's locked away. But getting to that point is a struggle. But since doing this and starting to talk to you, it feels like the creative bit that's in here is starting to be opened up. I'm not afraid to experiment. I'm not afraid to try new ideas. Doing this is forcing me to think outside of the box. I see every video as an opportunity to try and be a little bit better than I was and learn. This is transferring over to other parts of my life as well. The fact that I'm not afraid to experiment means that, again, playing guitar in the band, we're at a band practice, and I've got an idea in my head for a little lick or a riff or a solo. I'm now not afraid to try and see what it sounds like. And if it's rubbish, I don't do it again. If it sounds good, I will do it again. And if it's halfway in between, I've got something to work on. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm never gonna be the next musical genius. In fact, I'm not even gonna be close to that. I'm just some middle-aged bloke who likes playing the guitar. But I'm better than I was because I keep trying and I keep working at it. Consistency of effort in place of intensity of effort is helping me to build a great community. Even with a smaller audience, I've connected with some amazing people around the world and also some brands that I'm now starting to work with. And that's for another video, how you can get brands on board with less than 500 subscribers. I've done it, it's doable. As of shooting this video right now, I'll put it on the screen. It is the 20th of November 2024 and I've got 463 subscribers. The fact that 463 people have got some value out of what I'm doing absolutely blows my mind apart. The fact that you are here now watching this means so much, genuinely means a lot. And if I can help you with just one little thing, with tech, travel ideas, day-to-day middle-aged life management stuff, then absolutely this is worthwhile. But what do I mean by consistency of effort? Well, in order to answer that question, we actually need to go out to the gym. Okay, in the gym, consistency of effort over intensity of effort. What do I mean by that? Right, picture this. Maybe you want to lose weight and tone up, which actually means you want to be less fat and look better with your clothes off. Or perhaps you want to be stronger, faster, fitter, and that kind of thing. And you say to yourself, I'm gonna go to the gym every day and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna work as hard as I can. And you smash it for a week or 2 weeks and you bury yourself in each session and you step on the scales and they haven't really moved, or the clothes don't fit any different, or you're not looking jacked or ripped or whatever it is. So you quit. And then a few months later, let's say it's January, New Year's resolution. Gonna get jacked, I'm gonna get shredded, I'm gonna get that six pack, I'm gonna lose weight, tone up, I'm gonna get in the gym every day, I'm gonna run 5 kilometers 6 times a week. You do that and you burn yourself out after 2 weeks or 3 weeks, so you haven't seen the results, so you get disheartened again, so you quit. And then summer starts to roll around and it's like, oh man, I really need to do something about this. But I've tried it one way and it didn't work, so what do I need to do? Well, when I'm working with a new client, we start with these 4 things. We work on improving sleep. We make sure we drink enough water. We make sure we improve our meal composition, and by that I mean we increase green veggies, increase protein and manage starchy carbohydrate intake. And we are as active as possible, as often as possible. And for those first few sessions, all I ask that person to do is be consistent with those 4 things. Consistently work on them as best they can. And the same applies to in the gym. If you went to the gym 3 times a week, consistently, and you did a mixture of weight training, resistance training, a little bit of conditioning, maybe some interval training, no more than an hour. Absolute maximum 60 minutes per session. You can do it a lot quicker than that. And if you're looking for a training program, I'll put a link to one of the ones that we provide through here. You can follow that. Very good. If you're consistent with those 3 sessions a week over the long term, you're going to see results. That will keep your motivation level high. And it's the same thing with YouTube. I've now been consistent with this for the last few months, and things are starting to happen. That's increasing my motivation, and it makes me excited about wanting to make these videos. My creative brain bit is wide open now. I've got ideas bouncing around. I've got some travel coming up, which probably wouldn't have happened if it hadn't been for this. And do you know what the best bit is? I get to talk to you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Look, if you want to see more of this wild ride that I appear to be on and how much it's going to grow, click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Much appreciated. And the third thing is opportunity. Doing this has created opportunities outside of this little world, which have benefited me and my everyday. I've collaborated with other creators on different projects that they're working on. I've landed some freelance work as a result of this. And like I mentioned earlier, I've even started to work with a brand. Already, less than 500 subscribers, a brand has reached out to me and asked me to do some work with them. How does that even happen? YouTube has given me a platform to be able to learn, to grow and develop, showcase my skills, and develop my business. And when I say develop and learn, I'm talking about learning about gear and how to use it properly. Let's be honest, I've still no real clue about how cameras work. I just set it to auto and hope for the best, so hopefully this is coming out all right, know what I mean? And just as a little side note here, talking about gear, if you're interested to know some things about the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, this camera that I'm recording on here, that maybe you didn't know about that can absolutely improve your workflow, click that link up here. It's a good little video, that. I've gone from a scatterbrain approach to these videos to now sitting down and starting to actually plan things out, putting ideas down and moving them into order. And I found this new piece of software. It's not new, but it's new to me, called Milanote. They've got a free version, so if you want to try it, you can use the free version. It's like this big storyboard on my computer, and I can piece things around and everything together. This little bit that I'm talking to you now, I've got it on the screen in front of me. I'm not scripted, bullet points, but it's there, it's in order. And I like order. I was born in September. That means I'm a Virgo, so detail matters. Let's talk about social media here for a minute. Social media, and when I say social media, I mean things like your Facebook, your Instagram, your TikTok, and whatever the others are now, Twitter, X, I don't know what it's called. What's it called? Twitter? X. Social media, news feeds. Exactly that, they're a news feed. As soon as you post something, it's immediately disappearing. Immediately. And unless someone goes searching, they're not going to find your content. YouTube, on the other hand, you need to think of it differently. Yes, it's a social media platform of sorts. What it is, in fact, is a search engine. I can't tell you how many times I've been trying to figure something out whilst learning this new process. Maybe it's software or something like that, and I've typed into YouTube, how do I do whatever it is, and someone's made a video about it. It's a search engine. So because of that, the videos that you make or I make, they live on. They're going to continue to get views. They don't drop down a news feed. They're there. Could be days, weeks, months, or even years later, someone could find this video and go, that Tim, what's he on about? So to answer the question, how is YouTube improving my life? Well, the answer is for all of the above. All of these reasons individually are not enough to say that it's improving my life. But you put them together, I'm doing things I've never done before. I'm meeting people I've never met before. I'm working with people, companies, brands that I've never worked with before and never would have had an opportunity to work with before. It's taken my little bubble of personal training and nutrition coaching world here, and it's started to expand it out. It's broadening horizons. So improving my life. I don't like people, which might sound weird as a personal trainer. You don't like people, but you have to work with people all the time. I speak to people all day long. That doesn't mean I like them. I actually quite like being in here by myself, talking to you. But I get to do that, and I didn't have to do that before. That's really helped me out, and I'm not going to bang the mental health drum. It is a super important thing to worry about, and we should all be working on it. And I guess you could say that doing this is in fact helping my mental health. So tick that box, YouTube. Thank you. So let's take it right back to the beginning of this video then. I asked the question, at what point can you legitimately call yourself a YouTuber? When someone says to you, what do you do for a living? When can you say, I'm a YouTuber? First upload, certain number of subscribers, or monetization of the channel? I actually think the answer is all three of those. You need to be uploading videos. You need to be consistently uploading videos. Whatever that schedule is for you, be consistent with it. You'll start to gain subscribers from that, which is great. And ultimately, you'll be able to monetize your channel if you keep working hard at it. But in order to call yourself a YouTuber, you have to actually do it. And I think that's the answer. You are a YouTuber if you are doing YouTube. As ever, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.